Speed has always been one of South African rugby's deadliest weapons. From elusive wings to outright sprint machines. Today, we're counting down the top 10 fastest South African rugby players of all time, based on reported and recorded 100-meter sprint times. Later in the video, we'll also look at the fastest rugby player in the world, and then compare every South African rugby player on this list to Usain Bolt over 100 meters. Let's get into it. At number 10, we have Cheslin Kolbe. While he's better known for his acceleration and footwork than pure top-end speed, Kolbe reportedly clocked 10.7 seconds over 100 meters. What makes Kolbe special isn't straight-line pace, it's how quickly he reaches top speed, and what he does in tight spaces. We all remember what he did at the 2019 Rugby World Cup, and of course that incredible moment when he charged down Thomas Ramo's kick in 2023, a play that quite literally helped save the Springboks on the biggest stage. Coming in at number 9, Seabelo Senatla. A former South African 7-star, Senatla's speed was world-class, even by sprinting standards. He was known for scoring tries almost at will in sevens, and while it's a pity he never earned a Springbok cap, his blistering pace left a lasting impression on the game. A 10.60 second on the 100 meters put Senatla firmly among the elite speedsters in world rugby. At number 8, Sibu Nkosi. Nkosi reportedly ran 10.59 seconds over 100 meters, combining strong finishing power with genuine sprint speed. At his peak, he was one of the most dangerous wide runners in South African rugby. He was also part of the 2019 Rugby World Cup winning Springbok squad, and a standout performer for the Sharks, where his pace and physicality made him a constant threat out wide. At number 7, Jongi Nortje. One of the most explosive athletes South Africa has ever produced, with a confirmed 10.57 second 100-meter sprint. There were even suggestions he was faster than that, but 10.57 seconds is the officially reported time. Nortje truly announced himself when he was part of the Springbok side that crushed Australia 53-8 at Ellis Park in Johannesburg. He scored 4 tries, including a first-half hat-trick, earning man of the match honours. Both the margin of victory and Nortje's 4 tries remain all-time Springbok records against the Wallabies. His pace was devastating in open field, especially at Super Rugby level, where defenders simply couldn't live with him. At number 6 is Friedrich Lombard. Often overlooked, but reportedly clocked 10.5 seconds over 100 meters. Although he only earned 2 test caps for the Springboks, Lombard made a huge impact at Super Rugby level. He scored a total of 31 tries for the Cheetahs, and also represented the Bulls and the Cats between 2001 and 2003. That 10.5 second time puts him faster than many far more famous wings from his era. Coming in at number 5, Danie Gerber. Widely regarded as one of the most complete centers ever, Danie reportedly ran 10.5 seconds over 100 meters. He could also play on the wing, and scored some of the most memorable tries in Springbok history. Just watch his highlights and you'll see what I mean. I still remember back in '92, when he scored 2 tries against the All Blacks. Danie was a fan favourite throughout the 80s and early 90s, especially in the Currie Cup representing Eastern Province and Western Province. Considering this was an era with less sports science and professional sprint training, that 10.5 second time is even more impressive, showing just how naturally explosive he was on the field. At number 4, we have Bryan Habana. Habana famously recorded a 10.4 second 100-meter time, pure top-end speed. Some of his standout moments came at the 2007 Rugby World Cup, where he scored an incredible 8 tries. And who could forget when he helped the Bulls snatch the 2007 Super Rugby title from the Sharks? That was their first ever championship. Habana was tremendously quick off the mark, had an eye for gaps, and loved using chip kicks to finish plays. Truly one of the best wingers South Africa has ever produced. Coming in at number 3, Lwazi Mvovo. A big star for the Sharks, Mvovo scored an impressive 73 tries during his time with the franchise. He reportedly ran 10.32 seconds over 100 meters, making him one of the fastest wingers the Springboks have ever produced. While he only earned 17 test caps, fans will remember him for his iconic tries scored in the left corner, a true threat whenever he had the ball in hand. Getting closer at number 2, Jaco Reinagh, the father of Cobus Reinagh. His reported 10.3 second 100-meter sprint puts him firmly into elite sprinting territory for rugby. He also held the 400-meter record at 45.01 seconds, which highlights just how special his speed really was. Reynaar earned 4 test caps for the Springboks and also represented the Cheetahs at provincial level. He may not be as famous as some others on this list, but the stopwatch doesn't lie. And finally, at number 1, Tonderai Chavanga. Chavanga famously scored 6 tries against Uruguay in 2005, when the Springboks absolutely smashed them 134-3. With a reported 10.27 seconds over 100 meters, Chavanga is the fastest Springbok on record. This was pure, straight-line speed, even by international sprinting standards. And the big question is this: will the Springboks ever produce another player that fast, or do we already have one? Let me know what you think in the comments. Now, just for some fun facts, we need to also talk about the fastest rugby player ever recorded. That title belongs to Carlin Isles. Mostly recognized as a sevens rugby specialist, Isles officially ran 10.13 seconds in the 100 meters. He scored an incredible 217 tries during his sevens career, and many believe that if he had fully committed to 15-man rugby, it could have been very interesting to see how his speed translated. Today, players like Adam Radwan, currently with Leicester Tigers, and Henry Arundel, now playing for England in the Six Nations, are often considered the fastest players in the modern game based on on-field GPS data. Radwan regularly tops the GPS charts among current 15s players, while Arundel has recorded a top-end speed of 25.7 miles per hour during matches. Before we compare the top 10 Springboks to Usain Bolt, let's talk about a few Springbok players who didn't make this list, but absolutely deserve a mention. Firstly, Pierre Spies. There have long been rumors that he clocked around 10.7 seconds over 100 meters at his peak, which would be remarkable for a loose forward. The same is often said about Breyton Paulse, who was also believed to have run the 100 meters in around 10.7 seconds, although this was never officially confirmed. Players like Pieter Hendriks, James Small, and Deon Oosthuizen all had tremendous pace. Some believe Hendriks may have clocked to 10.4 seconds in the 100, but again, this was never confirmed. In the modern game, many people believe Grant Williams is currently the fastest Springbok. While we don't have an official 100-meter time for him, he has recorded a top-end speed of 24 miles per hour during matches, as well as Curtly Arendse. But there are many other players that's fast. Let me know in the comments. Before we start the race, let's quickly put this into perspective. In a 100-meter sprint, the maths is actually quite simple. If one runner finishes in 10 seconds, and another finishes in 11 seconds, the faster runner would beat him by roughly 10 meters. So for every 0.1 second difference, that's approximately 1 meter at the finish line. Using that calculation, we can now see how far behind each Springbok would finish compared to Usain Bolt. Usain Bolt's world record time over 100 meters is 9.58 seconds. Once Bolt hits the finish line, the race is effectively over. Cheslin Kolbe, running 10.7 seconds, would finish roughly 11 meters behind Bolt. Sonatla, at 10.6 seconds, finishes about 10 meters back. Incorsi, 10.59 seconds, also roughly 10 meters behind. Nokwi at 10.57 seconds, around 9.5 meters back. Lombard doing 10.5 seconds, finishes roughly 9 meters behind Bolt. Dani, also 10.5 seconds, 9 meters behind. Habana at 10.4 seconds, finishes about 8 meters behind. Imvovo doing 10.32 seconds, around 7.5 meters back. Jaco Reynaar at 10.3 seconds, 7 meters behind Bolt. And finally Chavanga, at 10.27 seconds, would finish roughly 6.5 meters behind the fastest man who ever lived. And that really puts things into perspective. These are some of the fastest Springboks ever, yet Usain Bolt was still in a league of his own. So the question is, could any rugby player ever get closer, or even break that gap? Speed alone doesn't make a great rugby player, but when it's combined with skill, timing, and confidence, it becomes a devastating weapon. South Africa has produced some incredible athletes over the years, and this list proves just how fast Springbok rugby has really been. If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit the like button, subscribe for more rugby stats, rankings, and comparisons. And once again, Who do you think was the fastest Springbok ever? Or do you think the fastest is still playing today? Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one.